that I had first actually heard of Teamzy from a friend of mine, Todd Mell. He may be on tonight, partnering with us. And then, so he'd started using it. And then there was like this whole host of other sideline NMDs who just started in a little chat thread I'm a part of, started talking about it, just raving about it. And so I reached out to Teamzy and Eric's team and asked if he'd be willing to host a Zoom for our team. And I actually watched one that you did with Ali Schneider. And I just loved everything that you were saying and the emotional intelligence and all that. So I'm excited for all of these people to hear what it is that you have created and your background and all of that. And today the NMD said you guys are like personal assistants for her brain. So I love that.
Yes. I've been hearing that one a lot lately. I'm starting to, I'm letting you guys write my marketing, which is great. All right, so let me introduce myself. My name is Eric Johnson. I'm the creator of Teamzy. I'm also the CEO of the company. I'm really excited to be with you guys tonight. I'm going to take you guys through a couple things. First, I'm going to take you through a training on relationship marketing, which is the philosophy and lead generation system that Teamzy's built on. Okay? And I'm pretty sure most of you guys are really going to resonate with that. Then I'm going to take you into Teamzy. I'll show you how to set it up. It's pretty easy. I'll take you through how to crush a power hour. Teamzy is based on the concept of being able to get all your income producing activities done in 1 hour a day, okay? So I will show you guys how amazingly leveraged and efficient your time can be. I'll take you through how to start conversations, how to have conversations, how to invite people to learn more about the business, how to follow up like a pro all the way through the process of starting as a prospect all the way through to recruiting them onto your team in Teamzy. Okay, and I'm going to cover a lot of ground, obviously, already. I'm telling you all the things we're going to do. It's going to feel like you're sipping water from a fire hose at times. But don't worry, we are recording this, so if I blow past something, you'll be able to come back to it. I have you guys muted just for distraction issues, but if you have, you feel the spirit move you and you want to say something, just unmute yourself. That's fine. But otherwise, I will do a Q&A at the end. Sound good? All right. And also at the very end, I have action steps. So if I just get into the groove with you guys and one of you guys go, don't forget our action steps, Eric. Okay. So I want to make sure I give you guys your action steps. All right. Let's jump right into this presentation. You guys should be looking right now at my keynote, which is how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Okay. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. So just a little bit about my backstory. I know a lot of you guys don't know me. I come from the industry of business coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business coach for 16 years, helping people build their business. And I've helped just about every kind of small business owner you can imagine over the years. I fell into network marketing myself a couple of years ago by accident. I actually was, for a time, I was a Beachbody coach. And I found some products. I lost a bunch of weight. I loved the products. I was already sharing them. And somebody just said, why don't you become a distributor? Anybody in the business for that reason? Yeah, and so I just started doing it kind of for fun. And when I realized the incredible business opportunity that was there, as a coach, as a business coach, I knew that to be successful in the business, I needed to leverage my time. I didn't have a lot of it. I had a full-time career. I have 4 kids. That's busy enough, as you guys know. And I knew that I had maybe an hour a day to work in this business. So I started looking for the professional tools that you would use for any business to leverage that time. And here's what I found. There wasn't anything. There wasn't anything. There were tools, but they weren't based on relationships. First of all, I don't work any other way. The whole go for no, pounding through your relationships, cold inviting, that stuff makes me nauseous. And I'm going to explain as we go why. I know some of you guys feel the same way. I'm going to show you an easier and better way. They weren't based on relationship or they were too complicated for me. I'm really not a tech person. How many of you guys are engineers and great at doing tech? Like, I needed something easy. And I remember when I got my first iPhone and there were apps, there was an app that basically you pushed a button and it counted. Like 1. And then if you hit it twice, it would say 2. And I was like, this is beautiful. This is the most beautiful thing I ever saw. I want software this easy to use. So anyways, long story short, guys, it just didn't exist. So I got some smart guys together and we built Teamzy. That's kind of where we started. Now the Teamzy story, just so you guys know, we're 2 years old. We started in Beachbody and then we started expanding as people asked for us. And we're now in almost 50 networks. And what happens is when we start a network, like we just recently created one for you guys for Juice Plus, you start seeing this wildfire thing happen. because people are excited about this, and you guys will be too by the end of this call. One thing I want to tell you too, we've had 50,000 network marketers use Teamzy in the last 2 years. We've got our average, our active users are averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay, so just so you guys know, you're going to feel good, but there's also some good results happening. So let's talk about relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system, guys. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. Okay, why am I giving you this dull, boring definition? Because I want you to have a mindset shift at the beginning. Marketing Juice Plus products is not your business. Your business is lead generation. Okay, you're in the lead generation business. That's your business. And no matter how busy you are in a day, how many sales you made, how many people you recruited, if you're not generating new leads or doing the work to do it, you didn't work on your business today. Okay, and that's the mindset shift I want you to have. Now, don't worry though. I'm going to show you what we do with these leads, which is pretty cool. Here's a principle for you. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. In other words, guys, if you're focused on building relationships, you're going to have a great business. So we're in the lead generation business so that we can meet people and we can develop relationships with them. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys right now that if you keep your focus on deepening the relationships with the people you already know and meeting new people and going deep with them, your business will be predictable and it will be growing and it will give you an amazing result. Okay. What we do with relationships over time is we turn them into advocates. We turn them into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. Okay. I see the world in 3 groups for you guys. There are the people who are going to join your team, the people who are going to be customers, and the people who are going to be advocates for your business. Right? Most people in this industry see the world as people on your team, customers, and no's. See, we don't get no's in relationship marketing. That's what I'm going to explain to you guys. We get advocates, okay? And it's a totally different thing. And some people might be all 3 things, which is pretty cool. Okay, so here's another principle. I hope you guys are writing these down because I am throwing a lot of principles at you, but you need to know these. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Okay. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. Okay, you can tell this to your new people as you're talking to them about the business. Hey, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. Have you guys come across people in this business who are not trustworthy? I would love it if people were like, no, I haven't, because that would be wonderful. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that are in this for themselves and their own personal gain. In fact, so much so that a lot of the people you're talking to are skeptical and guarded. Is that true? Because they think, like those people, you may be in this just for yourself. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Now, the cool thing about that is that trust makes the work fun. Trust makes the work fun because you don't have to convince people. You can get right to helping them, right? Also, trust takes the icky feeling away. How many of you guys just never want to be the icky salesperson? Do you guys actually use that term, icky salesperson? I'm here to show you that you can build an awesome business without ever feeling or coming across as an icky salesperson, okay? Also, trust lets you go for yes. It lets you go for yes. And I don't know if you guys have ever done as a team the go for no thing. Probably at some point you tried it. Some of you might actually be really good at it. I just don't have the stomach for it. I'm a total wimp. I remember the first time when I was building my business, my network marketing business, that I was in a group of leaders and they were like, we're going to go for no this week. And when I understood what it was basically going through all the list of people I know, my friends, my family, the people I care about, and asking them cold, would you like to join my business? Would you like more information on my business? And of course, most of them are going to say no, right? It's like, would you like to marry me? Instead of asking someone to date first, right? So they're going to say, no way, dude. I mean, if my wife didn't even say yes to going out on a date the first 20 times I asked her, right? So I was like, I'm not doing that. However, here's what I want you guys to know. With relationship marketing, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. We're going for yeses because we are going to be investing in people. Okay. So how do you build trust? There's 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay, make sure you're writing these down, guys. These are good ones. 4 essential ingredients to building trust: chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. Okay, I'll go through them. Don't worry. These are the 4 essential ingredients. You guys are lucky that Juice Plus took a little longer to launch because I got these all to start with C. It took me some time refining this presentation. How do you build trust? Okay, let's talk about chemistry. Chemistry is where you have some common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Guys, the easiest way to think about creating chemistry is this. It's hard to do business with somebody you don't like. Is that true? It's hard to do business with somebody you don't like. So you have to find common ground with somebody. Here's the other thing that I want to kind of draw attention to. Right now in our society, there's so much divisiveness, like everybody's figuring out what's different, what the differences are between us. As business owners, you don't have that luxury. You need to find your common ground. Everybody has common ground with you. You just got to ask questions and listen. Okay. All right. Character. Number 2, character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and you are relatable. Okay. Please notice something about this definition. Character is not something you have. It's something you do. Okay. Character is not something you have. It's something you do. And this is important because so many of us have this kind of, and myself included, by the way, I'll indict myself with this. We have this notion of our integrity like it's something that we own. And we are offended if somebody questions it. Have you guys ever feel that? We all do. But here's what you need to know. People should question your integrity. They should question your character. If you're not demonstrating your care for them, then they should. Okay? And if you want people to trust you, you have to constantly be demonstrating this character. Make sense? Okay, number 3, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. I need to know, can you help me? If I have a specific health issue and your products might be a good fit, do you know enough about them to make a recommendation for me? Right? Are you competent in your business? And if I love this business and I want to join your team, are you competent to mentor me? I need to know. And it's not something you can tell me. You have to be showing me this. You have to be demonstrating your competence. Now, do we have anybody on the call who's new or newer or newish? Okay, have you guys ever been told you could just fake it till you make it? Anyone ever? No. Okay, so here's the thing. I know you guys have probably heard that before. Fake it till you make it. But here's the thing you need to know. You can't fake it. First of all, with this business is so personal. The people you're talking to, they know you. They know you. They've seen all the dumb things we've done in our lives. You can't fake it. And also it's about trust, right? So we got to be real. You got to be authentic. But here's the good news. You don't have to fake it because your team has the competence. Am I right? So you can lean into your team. Until you have your own competence, lean into your upline, lean into your team. Let people know, hey, I'm new like you and I'm excited, but I am literally a text message away from an expert. And if you want to join this business, you plug in with me to this amazing team. The trainings are incredible. I hear they even get the Teamzy guy in here to do trainings. I mean, these people really care about their team. I had to throw that one in there. All right, so chemistry, character, competence. Okay, these are the first 3. Now I'm going to give you a principle before I move on to the 4th one, and that's this. When someone's going to do business with you, they really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? I miss, this microphone's in the way because you don't get to see me counting on my fingers. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Those are important things to remember, guys. And here's what I want you to know about these 3 things. If somebody's giving you objections, it could be anything. It could be an objection to the ingredients. It could be objection to the packaging, whatever, price. Objections stem from these questions. And they're often subconscious. They're not conscious questions. They're questions of the heart. So, just a little side note. Be a pro, know how to overcome objections, but understand that when somebody has an objection, even if you overcome it successfully, you still need to work on building trust with that person. Okay? because these questions are still there for them. So that's going to take time, and that's kind of what I'm showing you guys tonight. But just understand that, especially when you bring people onto your team. If you bring somebody onto your team by overcoming an objection, you need to know that until you've built that trust, they probably aren't going to stick to the business. Okay, next. Number 4, consistency. Consistency. Did anybody get a little muscle soreness just hearing the word consistency? It's hard, isn't it? Don't you wish consistency was easy? How many of you guys think it's hard to be consistent? Yeah. It's hard to be consistent on the positive habits, right? But it's real easy to be consistent on our negative habits, isn't it? Consistency is key to every aspect of success, but you guys need to understand that when it comes to building trust, there's nothing more powerful than being consistent. How many of you guys have kids? Right? You already know my point. Yeah. Here's a principle I want you guys to get on this. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. So, have you guys ever been told, let me see, who's pretty active on social media talking about the business and lifestyle and things like that? We got a few people, hopefully. Oh yeah, okay, good. Has anyone ever told you that you're an inspiration? Have you ever thought it's kind of silly that people think you're an inspiration because you know the dumb things you did yesterday? Right? Crazy things, right? I don't know, whatever. I could think of 10 examples of silly things that I've done in the last couple of days. People think I'm an inspiration too. Why is it? Why did people think you're an inspiration? It's because they see you doing things consistently. That's it, guys. People respect it and desire it for themselves. That's almost a great definition for inspiring, right? And the thing about being consistent is there's no better way to build trust, and it attracts people to you. So it becomes kind of like a part of your marketing. Just being consistent actually draws new people to you. You'll generate new leads and new people on your team just from your consistent actions because they want to be near it. When we were kids, they called it peer pressure, right? The desire to be consistent to the people around us that attracts us. So you need to understand this is so powerful. I'm going to recommend a book to you guys. It's an amazing book. Actually, this principle is from that book. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. Here's what it looks like. If you guys have never heard of Robert Cialdini, he's probably the preeminent social scientist on how people are motivated so far. So far, right? Somebody always tops somebody else's brilliance at some point, but so far he's the preeminent. It's such a great book. It's got the 6 laws of social persuasion in there and influence. Amazing book. So I highly recommend that to you guys on your personal development. Put it on your list. Okay. If you don't like to read and you like to watch, he did a TED Talk, so you can get the 20-minute version, which will get you started. Hey, it's a place to start. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Okay. So what I want you guys to know is, I'm assuming you guys are consistent using your products. You're consistent promoting it, right? You're consistent posting about it. But are you as consistent with your relationships? This is what Zig Ziglar would call your checkup from the neck up. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you consistent about doing that as, say, posting on social media? Because you guys need to understand this principle. People won't believe you till they see you. They won't believe you till they see you. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean, if you're posting on social media and you're inviting people to the business and you're talking about your story and what's going on with you and your testimonial, right? Or people on your team, people are watching you like your TV show, right? Would you guys say it's fair to say that, the percentage of people that actually interact with your posts on social media is a very small one? But people are watching you. There are people who are watching you who don't believe you are inviting them. They think it's amazing what you're doing and they're inspired by it, but they don't believe you mean them because you haven't reached out to them personally since maybe high school. Okay? So you guys just need to understand this concept. Relationship building is a contact sport. It's a contact sport. You have to be in regular contact with people if you want to have a relationship with them. Okay, now I know time is scarce. I'm going to show you with Teamzy how incredibly efficient and easy this is. Remember, it's less than an hour a day. Okay? It's actually going to be about 30 minutes a day to stay in contact, and then 30 minutes a day we'll be doing follow-ups. So I'll show you guys. It'll be less than an hour a day, no matter how big your sphere of influence is. Here's another principle I want you guys to get. This is probably the most important principle that I'm going to share with you tonight. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, real quick. I'm just going to jump out real quick so I can look at you guys. Let's see. Let's see who's still hiding behind their cameras. About half. Busted. You're busted. How many of you guys have ever received a, oh, look at that. You guys are good students, see? You're right there. Okay, you're forgiven. I know you weren't in the other room doing something else. Okay, so how many of you guys have received a card from somebody, like a really great card? A husband, significant other, friend, and in the card, it was mostly blank, and then they hand wrote a message that was wonderful. You guys ever get a card like that? And when you read a message like that somebody hand wrote you, doesn't it, it moves you emotionally, right? How many of you guys are big babies like me and you get all teary-eyed reading cards? Yeah, that's me. Okay, so after you get the card and you've read it and it's like amazing, as soon as you're done with it, that's when you basically just crumble it up and throw it in the trash can, right? How many of you guys can't throw away cards like that? You keep them. You have a special place where you keep those cards. How many of you guys are so cool that you have a ton of cards like that? You're very loved. That's good. People can't part with them. In fact, when people pass away, what is treasured most? The letters and cards they leave behind. Isn't it true? It's amazing. Why is it that they're so valuable? Have you ever wondered? Now, let me ask you another question. How many of you guys have ever received one of these? It's a birthday postcard. You ever get one of these? This one happens to be from my insurance representative, which was nice. Are you laughing? Do you guys get these? Yeah. Now look, if you look closely, you can see it's handwritten, but it's not really handwritten. It's fake handwritten, right? It's fake handwritten. So so when you get these, question, do you put these in that special place with those other cards? This gets thrown right away, right? How many of this doesn't even make it to the house? You have like a trash can in the middle on the way from the mailbox to the house, right? It's like, it achieved its thing. It's like, oh, that's nice. I thought about him for half a second. This has no value, and the other card has tremendous value. In fact, it might even be considered priceless. What's the difference? Guys, the difference is the time invested. You got to invest time in people. When somebody writes you a card, they had to invest undivided attention. They couldn't be messing around with Facebook Messenger at the same time. Nobody can do that. Undivided attention. It's so meaningful. How many of you guys think, how many of you guys think a thoughtful card is actually more valuable than just some gift that somebody got on Amazon? It's the time invested. This is worthless because it required no time. Make sense? That's why you guys need to understand. Now, am I saying you got to handwrite note cards to everybody constantly? No, of course not. You don't have time for that. But that is a great thing to do. By the way, you should have a goal of, say, writing 5 cards a day, something like that in your business. Because I will just tell you this little side note. Just a little side note on this. People will never throw those away. So if you want to put a piece of marketing collateral in somebody's hand that never gets thrown away ever, that's the way to do it. But even just connecting with people one-on-one. Now I'm going to talk a lot about Facebook Messenger. That's my favorite form of communication, right? Followed closely by, any social media network would be my first, followed by text would be next, right? Even better than calling somebody on the phone, guys. I'm going to explain that in a little bit. But messaging somebody one-on-one means so much more than posting, tagging them, or just liking something on their page. Okay? Are you guys with me? So your checkup for the neck up is this. How consistent are you with connecting with people one-on-one? All right, let's jump back in. I'll finish this presentation and I'll show you how to do all this in Teamzy, which would be great. All right. So there's that principle again. Investing time, connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. So this is what you guys need. You got to have a system to all. I know you guys love, how many of you guys like the philosophy so far? Yeah, but now you need a system. You can't just have philosophy. You got to have a system to apply it. You need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships, all of them. You need to know when to contact them. If you spend 3 hours planning a power hour, that doesn't really work, right? You need to know when to contact them automatically. Know what to say. You can't spend all day in analysis paralysis trying to think of what should I say to this person. You need a way to just start conversations and get going. I'm going to show you how to do that in Teamzy. Also, you need a system so that nobody falls through the cracks. How many of you guys have had someone fall through the cracks? Brutal. Oh my gosh, it's heartbreaking. You talk to somebody and they're excited. You plant the seed with them, get them excited, put some water on the seed, fertilize it, sunshine, and then what happens? They're not quite ready. Some time passes and they've joined under somebody else. Has that ever happened to you guys? Yeah. You weren't there at harvest time. You didn't have the system to make sure they didn't fall through the cracks. It happens to everybody. You need a system to do that. The good news is it's here. I'm going to show it to you right now. All right, so let's go back in to Teamzy. Where is it? Okay, so here's my Teamzy dashboard. So guys, this is the Juice Plus version of Teamzy that I'm going to show you tonight. So what you need to do is go to teamzy.com and get a free trial. It's 30 days free, no strings attached. We don't ask for a credit card or anything to get a free trial, so you can't get automatically billed. Okay, it's free and clear for 30 days. So I want you guys to feel good about that. It's at teamzy.com. You can see actually my free trial here that I'm demoing you is about to end. Okay, so after the 30 days free trial, Teamzy's $29.99 a month. For an ongoing subscription, you can save some for doing a year in advance if you love it. That's going to be less than $1 a day for what I'm going to show you tonight, which is going to be mind-blowing. You guys ready? Okay. Here we go. So here's the Teamzy version. When you first log on to your free trial, oh, and when you go to teamzy.com to get a free trial, make sure from the drop-down you select Juice Plus so you get the custom version, okay? All right. When you first come in, it'll take you into a setup wizard, which just makes setting this thing up super easy, okay? And I've already dismissed it, but you can get it back by going to this settings wheel in the top right and launching it. All right. Make sure you guys are muted. All right, so here we go. First step is you can sign up for Facebook Messenger tips. During your free trial, that'll be really helpful because we'll kind of keep you engaged and teach you some tips and give you some trainings along the way. And we also send them via email, but we know you guys don't read emails, so that's why we did this way. Well, you read 1 out of 10 emails, right? How many of you guys have hundreds of emails today unread? Anyone? You have hundreds unread, right? And how many of you guys have sent an email today and wondering why you didn't get a response yet? Just saying. Okay, next. 3 things to set up in Teamzy. We're going to set your income goal. Once we set the income goal, Teamzy is going to tell you what to do to hit it. How cool is that? Then we're going to create a powerful why so that you'll never forget why you're working and you'll have a better chance of making it, not quitting. And then 3, we're going to get all your contacts into Teamzy, super mega organized in one place. Say goodbye to the 10 random notebooks and the spreadsheet that you hate managing and you haven't updated in 6 weeks. You'll be organized in one place. You ready? Let's get started. First step is set an income goal. You'll have a blank box. I just want you to put a number in there. Now, I put $150,000 in mine. This is the income level I want to be at 12 months from now. Okay? So you're going to work for 12 months. This is the income level you want to be at 12 months later. If you guys are already at a high level in your business, the number I want you to put in here is the increase. The increase that you want to make this in 12 months. Okay?
Eric, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So the first go round, I did it wrong. So is there a way for me to go back and edit it?
Yes. On your dashboard, Jamie, just hit Edit Daily Goals.
Okay.
And it'll jump you right to this page.
Okay.
Okay. And then what you're going to do is once you put this number here, guys, you continue. And now Teamzy's telling me to hit that number. I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months. How many of you guys have 4,348 people to connect with right now? Awesome. Some of you do. The rest of you, it's okay. We're going to meet people as we go too. All right. So that's my big number. Now, the next page will break it down for me into bite-sized chunks, right? Because when you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? 1 bite at a time, right? You guys know this one. So here we go. Breaks it into my 3 groups: prospects, customers, and distributors. Then it breaks it yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. All right. So now it's telling me, it's suggesting to me, I should say, that I connect with 9 prospects a day, 6 customers a day, and 4 distributors, right? This mix is obviously for someone who's in the business and has a team and some customers. If you're brand new, you can take these numbers and make them 0 and just add them over here, okay? You can change these numbers. They're just a suggestion. Whatever you want, you just write over them. What was that one for? I'm going to make it an even 20 so that I just like 20 a day sounds great to me. Now, a couple things I want you to know about this. Teamzy is set up for you to work 7 days a week, but your goals are actually based on a 5 work days a week. Okay. So don't worry if you don't hit it 7 days a week. The next two things here are daily invites. So these are people that we're going to invite. The goal, it defaults to 3 a day. These are people we're going to invite to learn about the business or about the products. Okay. So I just want to draw a distinction here because so many people think, oh, well, I'm reaching out to tell people about the business or I'm reaching out to tell people about the products. That is not how we work in relationship marketing. We are connecting with people. You see these 10 prospect connects? This is just to start a conversation. I call it the make someone's day mindset. Our goal is to say hello and to start a conversation and to make someone's day, and that's it. Okay? We're going to create conversations and we're going to have conversations. We're going to ask questions. Do you guys know about form on your team? We're going to form them. We're going to ask them questions. We're going to find out their wants and needs. And as there's interest, we'll invite them to the business. So I'm going to be starting conversations all the time and looking for opportunities where appropriate to invite. This is how I get really hot, qualified prospects constantly into my pipeline. Does that make sense, guys? And this is how I keep from destroying relationships as I'm going, because I'm able to invest in people, find ways to help them and make their day in the meantime. And then when there's an opportunity to help them with the business, I do. The next goal here is ads. These are new people. New people I'm adding to my list every day. Okay? Fresh water. You got to have fresh water. The Dead Sea brings no fish. Okay? You got to have fresh water coming in constantly. All right. So once you have these numbers the way you want them, when you click continue, it will set the dashboard to Teamzy based on your goals, your personal goals. Each one of you will have a different dashboard look. Make sense? And you can always change these, which was Jamie's question, by clicking the edit daily goals at the top of your dashboard. All right, so I'm going to hit continue. Now the dashboard's set up. All right, finding your why. This is important. Have you guys heard people talking about their why? Like, you guys need to know your why. Have you guys heard that on your team? How many of you first of all, how many of you guys know this and you know it's important to understand your why? Okay. How many of you actually have it written down somewhere accessible to you on a daily basis? Some of you do, which is awesome. Love it. Good job, you guys. Good leadership. How many of you know you should, but you don't really know where to start, or sometimes it's just a little too mystical for you to figure that stuff out? It's okay. You don't all have to volunteer for that one. We built it into Teamzy because it's so important. Guys, you need to understand this. You need to understand that 1 out of 2 people will quit this business in the first year. 1 out of 2 people, some of you experience this, right? 1 out of 2 people will quit this business in the first year. And the reason why people quit is because they don't have a powerful why. The truth is that our default setting is quit. We're quitters by nature. We quit things, especially scary things that require work, things that are different, that require change. Our subconscious mind doesn't want us to change. You need to have a reason why. This is so powerful, you guys, and I know you guys understand this concept. I love the analogy of if you Darren Hardy does this in his book, The Compound Effect. Have you guys read The Compound Effect? Great read. If you haven't read it, that's an easy, great read for you and your team to read. So he does this thing where he says, if I put a balance beam across the ground, a 40-foot balance beam across the ground, would you walk across that balance beam for $20? Most people say yes. He says, great. Now I extend the same balance beam, exactly the same task, but I do it at the top of 2 100-story skyscrapers. Would you still cross that balance beam for $20? Most people would say no way, right? Now he says, let me ask you another question. Would you do it across the skyscrapers if the other building, the one you're going to, was on fire? People are like, no way. What if that building that was on fire, on the roof of that building, on the other end of the balance beam, were your children? Now, would you cross the balance beam? Yes, people would. What's the difference? The reason why. Make sense? You guys do not have to cross balance beams 100 stories up into burning buildings in this business. But there's still things that you will think are not worth the effort and you'll quit if you don't have a reason why. Now, here's the cool thing. I'm going to demystify this for you. You don't have to go discover it. It's not on the top of some mountain being sat on by a guru. You already know it. It's in your heart already. It's just a matter of bringing it out to the forefront of your mind. Does that make sense? So we simplify this down to 5 questions. They're built into your Teamzy setup wizard because it's so important that we wanted you guys to do it when you set up. I'll take you through it real quick. And I'm just going to share my story as an example. Okay. So the first question is, why did you become a distributor? Why? Now, my answer was easy, and I shared a little bit with you. I was already sharing these products with everybody I knew, and my wife very wisely suggested I become a distributor so I could get paid for what I was already doing. It wasn't I wasn't ready to change the world yet. I just figured I'd get paid for what I was doing. What do you hope to accomplish? Second question. My goal was to make $500 a month extra money. That's it. I just wanted to make $500 a month extra money. I had a career, I had everything going on in my mind. I was doing great. I just wanted extra money. Number 3, why is that important to you? Okay, so it's just forcing me to think a little bit about it. And guys, when I was asked this question, I said, because I want to save it. It just came out of nowhere. I just want to save it. I want to save that $500 a month. I just want to put it in the bank. And as I thought about this, I'm just going to share a little bit of my story because I told you guys I've been in the coaching and consulting business for 16 years. Well, I primarily worked with real estate people. And when the Great Recession hit, how many of you guys were impacted by the Great Recession a few years ago? When that hit, the real estate industry disappeared for a time. It's like biblical. It disappeared for a time and a time and a time, right? And I think it was like 3 years it was gone. And in our business, it was incredibly scary. We were losing 1,000 customers a day in our business. And it was just like fire sale in the business. And at our company, we were laying off every week. Every Friday, we would calculate how many customers we lost, and we would lay off the appropriate number of employees. It was brutal. Eventually, I was laid off myself. Here I was with a family. I'm the sole breadwinner, and I wasn't sure what to do with myself. And I had to go rebrand myself in a different industry and find a new job, which by God's good grace, we made it. I got a new job. We made it through the recession by our fingernails. But we used all our savings and we stopped saving money completely. We just kind of, actually we would go into debt, and then I would get a little bit of a tax return. That was kind of our cycle for a few years, right? Some of you guys can relate to that. So we hadn't saved money in years. My first thought here was, man, I could save $500 a month. It just felt so good to be able to save money again. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? 4th question. And as I thought about why was it that I wanted to save that money, I realized that I really wanted to buy a new home for us. That was what I would really wanted. We had a small home. Now we have 4 kids. We had long outgrown the home that we had. Everybody was stacked on top of each other, sharing rooms, including us. We were sharing rooms with a baby crib. We just kept changing babies, kept having new babies, and we always had a baby in our room. And we had outgrown it. But our house went upside down. When the recession hit, our house went upside down, $250,000 in value, underwater. Southern California, what do you want? There was no getting out. We were just stuck. We hadn't saved money, just felt stuck. And here I was, you guys. After the recession kind of came out, I was able to get my old job back at my original company. I was able to build my career back. I was considered very successful in that industry and respected. And yet I still was unable to save $1. And here I was at the top of my career. There was really nowhere else for me to go from an upward mobility standpoint. And we weren't able to save $1. There was just nowhere to go. It was just stuck. Anyone ever feel just completely stuck? And just going through this process, answering these 4 questions, you guys, in 5 minutes, I went from, I could get some extra money doing this business to, wait a second, I'm totally stuck. This business, network marketing, this is my way to change everything. And I started thinking about my career as my extra money. It was a mindset shift. Just going through this why process, I realized that I could engineer my life based on my efforts in this business. More than buying a new house, I could create a new life. You see, this next question, which was, why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Is what really broke it open for me. Because I realized the house was symbolic. It wasn't the house that we needed per se. It was that I'd never got to see my kids. I was working all the time. I'd get up in the morning while they were still in bed, kiss them goodbye, and I'd go to work. I came home from work. They had already had dinner. We're in the bathtub getting ready for bed. I was the dad who said good morning and good night. My children had a hard time keeping my name straight. They very rarely called me dad. They usually called me by the name of their teacher. And I realized nothing was going to change. Guys, this process, these 5 questions, like in 10 minutes, changed everything for me. And I was able to create my very first why statement. These are here just to get you thinking. By the way, they're here to help you lead new team members through this process as well. Because if you bring somebody on your team, you have to help them uncover their why right away before they drift away and lose interest and quit, right? So in this very last box, after you get the juices flowing, you write your why statement. Now, my original why statement is your sample text. It's in light gray. You type yours right over the top of that. This is the why that I wrote when I went through this process: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This was the statement that I wrote, and everything changed for me when I did that. Now, let me just share with you real quick, and I'll jump back in and we'll do a power hour together. But most of you guys are new to Teamzy, so you don't know what was going on. Remember, I told you how small that house was? I had nowhere to work. I wanted to leave my career and come home work on my business. I was so fired up now, and I had nowhere to do it. So I went to Home Depot, and I bought one of those tough sheds. You know, the sheds that are sitting out in the parking lot of Home Depot? I had one dropped in my backyard on the dirt. I ran an extension cord out there, and I put my Mac out there, and I started building my business in a wood shed. Yeah, it was hot and sweaty. I was doing webinars out there, 90 degrees with a fan blowing on my computer to keep it from dying. And I built my business from a shed in my backyard. We called it the shed quarters. And so here's the thing. It happened because I wrote that why down, and I was now motivated to make it happen. Within 90 days, I left my job and focused on building my business. The why is everything. And when there are days, I'm going to show you guys in a second how to connect with 20 people in 30 minutes every day. You would think that you would never not do that, right? Because it's so easy. But there are going to be days where you don't feel like doing it. The why will help you get over yourself and get your work done. Okay, so important. Don't skip the why. Do the why. Okay, get it going. All right, next. Sorry. That was a little passion tangent. I can't help myself. I have to, because I know how important it is. So whatever you type in this last box is your why. And when you hit continue, it will show up on your dashboard so you can read it every day when you do your power hour. Okay? All right, last step. You're going to get your contacts in from your back office. You want to get your distributors list in. First level is what I recommend. Okay? First level, personally sponsored. And then you want to get your customer list in from your back office. Okay. Juice Plus makes it pretty easy. There's some instructions here. There's a video here on what you need to do. If you run into any trouble, you just reach out to our team. We'll help you with it. Then you're going to get your Facebook friends list in. If you guys use Facebook, which you should be, because Facebook is the best and most used form of communication on planet Earth right now. So get your Facebook friends list imported. There's instructions there on how to do it. That's a little bit wonky, but if you follow the instructions, you get it done, and they'll all be in one place, organized. So you don't have to go through your Facebook messages to try to keep track of things. It'll all be in Teamzy, organized for you. And then anywhere else you have contacts, you can just import them in. Okay, so I'm going to skip that part real quick, and I just want to show you one thing on this, which is the help center over here on the left of your dashboard. This is where you can get more help. There's videos here on how to do your imports. There's also different webinars and trainings, but there's also FAQs. So if you'd rather read instructions on how to do imports, you can do it right here. Here it is. And then you just drop down, Juice Plus, boom, and there's your specific instructions, okay? So if you like to read, there it is. All right, let's go back to Teamzy. There's one last step for setting up now. You can see our dashboard set up to the goals that we set and everything. The last step is ranking your contacts. Okay, and after you've done your import, it's going to automatically set you up on a rank page to rank them. Let me just go through this real quick. You guys, on your team page, this is where your whole CRM list lives, like your entire list of contacts is here, okay? And it's already broken out into prospects, customers, and distributors for you, okay? You can click through those. Now, we rank these people on a 5-star scale. So you'll notice everybody has a ranking. Okay? And the reason you do this is because with relationship marketing, you need to spend the most time with the best people. Does that make sense? You should spend more time with the best people. In our society and business, usually it's the opposite. The turkeys steal your time. The greasy wheel gets the oil, right? But in relationship marketing, you invest in the best people. So how do we do it? We prioritize relationships first so that we always invest more in the best people. Let me show you how this works. So I'm going to put it in rank mode by going to this little menu right here. Okay. Oh, wait, that's the wrong button. Rank mode right here. Rank mode. Okay. This lets me actually jam down my list and I can just rank everyone. So Maynard could be a 2. Kathy could be a 4. Okay. Hobie could be trash. Maybe I want to delete him. Okay, I'm just kidding. See how easy that is? Now I'm just going to go down my list and rank. Now notice everyone's already a 3. When you do a bulk import, they start as a 3-star. That's the default because it's kind of in the middle. So you don't actually have to rank everybody. You just want to rank some people up, that are your best people and go from there. So let me explain to you what these ranks actually mean. And then we'll get into Teamzy Do Our Power Hour. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or distributor or an existing customer or distributor that is a rock star. Okay? They're your best people. They're going to show up on your list every 30 days. Every 30 days, you're going to get a reminder to connect, just to say hey, just to make their day. 4 stars is somebody likely to become a customer or distributor with a little bit of nurturing, or they're an existing customer or distributor who's consistently performing on your team. Okay? Your 4 stars are going to come up on your list every 60 days just to connect, just to deepen the relationship. Okay? These aren't follow-ups. I'll show you those in a second. 3 stars, everyone starts there because they could go either way. You just don't know yet. And most people on your list will be 3 stars. Okay? 2 stars are getting colder there every 120 days. A 1-star person is never going to come up on your dashboard. They're just in your system if you need to look them up. They're your cold people. Okay? You're not working on those relationships. You with me? Okay. If you need to remember what these things are, at any point you can click on this little question mark next to prospects in the team page. It's also the question mark on the dashboard next to who's up next. Okay? All right. All right, so now we've got everything set up. We're ready to do our power hour. You ready? All right, this is super easy, guys. How many of you already do power hours? Couple? And do you guys have to plan? Do a lot of planning? Probably. With Teamzy, now that we've set it up, once, you never have to plan your power hour ever again. No planning, guys. You just turn it on and go. So let's do it. Here are my goals. Today's activities. These are my goals. To connect with 10 prospects, I've done 0. 6 customers, I've done 0. 4 distributors, I've done 0 so far. So let's do one. So my Who's Up Next box is where I work. The left side shows me my lists. The right side is where I log my work. Make sense? I've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, distributors, and my follow-ups list. Okay. We start from left and we go from left to right. So the first people I'm going to connect with are my prospects. Jay is the first person on my list. I've got Facebook open in a separate tab because I'm going to message her through Facebook. Now, how many of you guys get somebody come up and you think, what in the heck am I going to say to this person? I feel so awkward. And you ever feel that way? The most important thing is just to start a conversation. Okay? So we've got you covered on this. If you click on scripts right here in the connect box, see right here where I'm hovering, we've got some great scripts to start a conversation, and they work. They work unbelievably well. So I'm going to grab Facebook. Here we go. Connect number 1. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Okay? This little script right here is the workhorse. I've personally sent this script thousands of times, and the response rate to it is unbelievable. I challenge you guys, use it tomorrow. Send it to people and see what they do. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click copy script, puts it on my clipboard. I'm just going to jump over here to, actually, one way you can do it is I can paste it right here in the box so that I can change the name. That way I won't get the name wrong in Facebook. I've done that. You don't want to do that. All right, so look. I'm just going to, now I've got it the way I want it. I'm going to copy this and actually send it through Facebook. Facebook doesn't let Teamzy send it for them. You have to send it through Facebook. Okay, which is no big deal. It only takes a second to look her up. There she is, Jay. There she is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send message. I've already got it here, so I'm going to paste this. Okay. Send. Sent. Great. Jump back over here. So now I'm going to finish logging it. That was a Facebook message. It's already there. Log it. Now notice that Jay's off my list, and now I have a 1 up on the board. Next person on my list is Jamie. She seems like a good prospect. Oh, got to be able to spell. I've had people go, Eric, the copying and pasting takes me so much time. Really? Because we can do 30 connects in 20 minutes, no problem, guys. It's not that much time. There she is. We're going to send her a message. Boom. Oh, guess what? I'm just going to send the same message and change the name. Jameer. Hey, Jameer. Here's the thing. Even if I sent Jameer, I wouldn't care. I would just say, I have 4 kids. I can't get anyone's name right, but I was thinking about you today. Right? It's okay. Don't worry about it. If you're investing in people and your heart is right, people know that. Okay? All right, so look, I sent that one. I'm going to jump that over. I'm going to log it here. Facebook message. Log. Boom. 2 up. Do you guys see how quick this is? In fact, I could use that same script all 10 times if I wanted to. You can change those 2 and make them sound more like you. You can put emoticons in them, whatever you want to do. Okay? Just don't overthink it. Don't let your overthinking get in the way of action. I'm going to go down my list until I get to 10 and hit my goal on prospects. It's literally going to take me 10 minutes or less. You with me? Then when I'm done with prospects, I'm going to start connecting with my customers the same way. So look, Abigail's here. I'm going to go to scripts. Now what's cool is Teamzy knows I'm on customers now. It's going to give me different scripts. So I've got some great customer scripts. Right? Hi, John. How are you enjoying the whatever he's using products? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Okay? These are great connects for customers. Look, I'll copy that script. We'll send it to Abigail. Of course, she has to spell her name in a funny way, so it's hard for me to do. There it is. Okay, ready to go, right? Guys, we're going to go down our customers the same way. The goal is 6. I'm going to go down through all 6. Real quick, though, I want to talk to you why it's so important to talk to customers, because I talk to leaders in this business all the time who tell me, Eric, I'm so overwhelmed. I have, so many customers that I'm not in touch with. You need to be in touch with your customers on a regular basis. Okay? Do you guys agree how right now, just this far in, do you see how easy it is with Teamzy to stay in touch with your customers? Okay, good. This is why you got to be in touch with them. 3 reasons. 1, it's your duty. You're a business owner. Taking care of your customers is why you have a business, right? Okay, that's the mother guilt one. Number 2, if you are in touch with your customers on a regular basis, they will order more products. Okay? If they're on a recurring product order, they will stay on it longer. Your retention will go up. So let me just say it again, because a lot of times people are afraid if they connect with customers, they might cancel. They're going to cancel if they're going to cancel. If you're in touch with them, you have a chance to educate and help them on a regular basis, right? If you're in touch with your customers on a regular basis, they will order more products and they will retain longer on their recurring orders. Imagine if everyone on your team was in regular, constant touch with their customers using Teamzy. I mean, if the call was how to instantly increase your total team volume by 30% ongoing, would you guys have signed on to the call? That's how. Okay? Stay in touch with your customers. They'll order more. And it's just better service for them. Now, here's another cool thing. 3rd reason why you need to be in touch with your customers. The hottest source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. The hottest source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. People are constantly talking about products they love. Is that true? Are you guys like that? How many of you have a customer who loves the products? At least one. That customer already has other people ready to buy those products. They're talking about them. They're sharing them. You need to be in touch with those people on a regular basis so you can get introduced to the people they're already talking to. Okay? Because those people who are ready to buy Juice Plus are probably going to buy it from someone else if you're not in touch with your customers. And that hurts, doesn't it? Yeah. And what do you do with a customer who says, yeah, actually, I have been talking to 3 friends about it and they are interested in more information? That's your next recruit, right? Yeah. So it's also a great way to uncover new distributors. It all starts with being in touch with your customers on a regular basis. Okay? Huge, 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 huge. Next, we're going to connect with our distributors. We're going to connect with our distributors. Again, making their day. Hey, Claire, just checking in. Is there anything I can do to make your day today? I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. Hey, I saw you sign a new distributor yesterday. Great job. This is why we call it Teamzy, guys. It's about the relationship with your team. And as you grow a huge team, it's harder and harder to stay in touch, right? This will help you do it because those personal messages mean the world. And when you're talking about your team, and I love my team, and you're like family, it's just like we talked about in the beginning. People don't believe you if they're not hearing from you. They don't believe you mean them. It's so huge. You guys, I know I've been talking a long time, but I'm share this story. My last year, I'm no longer in network marketing personally because I worked with so many networks. I just kind of removed myself so there wouldn't be any conflicts. But when I was still a Beachbody coach, I was on one of those, you win the vacation, you get to go on the cool vacation every year. That's like the best perk, right? How many of you guys do the free vacation every year with Juice Plus? Oh my gosh. So I was on this cruise in the Caribbean with my wife. And at this point, people already recognize me as the Teamzy guy. They don't know my name. They just call me Teamzy guy. And I'm talking to a leader who was really successful. I mean, she was 3 years in the business. She was well past six figures. She was doing great. She was considered a success. And her sponsoring person was at the very top of our compensation plan, was kind of a celebrity. You know, these celebrities that are at the top of the compensation plan. And I asked her, I said, are you in contact? Like, do you get to talk to her? And she says, well, no, not since I signed up, which was 3 years ago. Remember? 3 years ago. She goes, but I have access to her. If I need to talk to her, I can set an appointment with her assistant. I said, oh, well, that's cool that you have access to her. Here's somebody who has built a 6-figure plus income, and her upline isn't in contact with her. Wouldn't you want to be in contact with those people? That's just me. I said, what would it mean to you? Would it mean, how would you feel if you got a text message from her right now that just said, hey, I just heard you went 8-star and wanted to tell you I'm really proud of you. You're doing awesome. It was just a conversation because at the time we were kind of building out Teamzy and I was getting concepts from people. This person, guys, she just started crying. Like, she had an emotional thaw right then and there. You guys, it made me so convicted on how important these relationships are and how important just a little touch from you is to people. It's huge. By the way, I know you guys, some of you guys are excited already. You're going to be messaging me in 5 days saying, I'm having a huge impact on people. I can't believe it. This is amazing. All right. So look, prospects, customers, distributors. In our goal, it was 20 people. And that was $150,000. That's an aggressive goal. And yet it was 20 people, less than 30 minutes work. Okay. So pro tip, as you're sending these messages out, some people will respond right away. Don't have a conversation yet until you finish your outgoing power hour. Okay. Just wait till you've got all your messages sent before you start having conversations, because otherwise you won't finish. So now we've got our prospects, down our customers, down our distributors. Now we get to our follow-ups list, the last list. Okay. Nobody's here. No follow-ups are not scheduled automatically for you. You set follow-ups. So let me explain how this works. We've sent all these messages out and we've started conversations. In this example, we sent 20 messages. I'd say typical results would be 10 conversations are started. Okay. 10 people don't respond. Now, here's the good news. Those people saw the message, especially if you sent it via Facebook Messenger. They most likely went to your Facebook page and looked around. So they've engaged with you on some level. But don't worry about them. They're coming back on Teamzy later. They'll come back in a month, 2 months, 3 months. The 10 people who responded, you're now having conversations with. And you're looking for ways to help. You're just asking questions, getting to know them, finding something to help them. Listen, you guys will be amazed. I always tell people, like, they might just need someone to pray for them today. Be that person. In fact, you will get, in my experience, somebody asks me to pray for them every day. It's huge. I mean, when you're caring about people, this is the level. You guys think you're used to, like, hey, I'm reaching out to people and they're hanging up on me or they don't want to hear from me again. Now now people are bringing you into the most intimate thing ever because they see that you care about them. They may need a new dentist for their kids. If you know one, refer them. They may be feeling like junk and need to fix their nutrition. Guess what? You can help them with. Make sense? So just look for wants and needs. Don't worry about the business at first. Look for ways to invest in that relationship. As people have needs that you can solve with the business or the business opportunity, now you're going to invite them. So I'm going to give you an example. We sent a message to my friend Jay. Jay and I are catching up. We're messaging back and forth. And she says to me, she starts asking me questions about, what are you up to these days? Or what's going on with you? I've been seeing something going on Facebook. How's that Juice Plus thing going for you? And I tell her, oh my gosh, it's been amazing. Do you know that I've been home now for 2 years with my family? She's like, really? Yeah, I left my job. I've been home now for 2 years with my family. I get to take my kids to school and pick them up every single day, which is so cool. I mean, what my kids, they play on the country music channel here in San Diego. They play the national anthem every morning at 8 a.m. That's when I drop my kids off. So every day, this is a true story. This is a conversation I might be having with her. Every day at 8, before the kids get out of the car, we sing the national anthem together. It's like a special moment, right? When my kids were babies, they called it Daddy's song. They didn't know that it was some others that other people sang it. It was just Daddy's song because I taught it to them little. So that like that, I get to do that every day with my kids now when I didn't used to even get to see them out of their pajamas. So we're having a conversation. She's like, oh my gosh, this sounds so amazing. Well, Jay, listen, if you're interested in learning more about the business opportunity, you know, my team is having a virtual event tonight. It's like a team opportunity call. I can send you the information. I'll send you the link. You can jump on that tonight, learn about it, just watch and learn. And then I'll connect with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. How's that sound? She said, oh, that would be great. Awesome. So guys, do you see how this conversation now has turned to an invite? So let me show you how to log this in Teamzy. The first thing I'm going to do, hold on, let me dismiss this message. I'm going to look Jay up in the lookup bar. She's not on my dashboard anymore. That brings me to her contact record. Okay. Now, people ask me all the time, do you go back and forth and log all those messages you had all day in Teamzy? Personally, I don't. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy now going on to the next thing with Jay. Does that make sense? Because that conversation is in Messenger whenever I need it. If you feel the need to do that, you can go to Activity Feed and you can open this, you can edit it, and you can paste the whole conversation in. Okay? Personally, I don't think that's necessary because, again, the most important thing now is that I'm logging the next thing with her. So I'm going to click Connect, and I'm going to log now that I'm going to send her an invite to an opportunity call. Okay? This is going to be via email. I told her to email her the link. And see right here where it says invite right here on the left? I'm going to click that. So this is no longer a connect, but it's going to be an invite to a business opportunity meeting. Okay, that's what I'll call it. Okay, boom. Now, before I log this, when did I tell her I'd follow up with her? Was anyone listening? Tomorrow, right? So now I need to set a follow-up. See where it says follow-up in the middle? Right now it's on default, which is going to be 30 days. Nope, it needs to be tomorrow. Now it's set for tomorrow. Now when I log this connect, see there's a follow-up set on her record. If I go to the dashboard, you'll see her on my follow-ups list now. Now, when I've invited somebody to something about the business, they stay on my follow-ups list. I'm relentless about keeping them on my follow-ups list. So if you guys look at our goal, it was to connect with 20 people, maybe talk with 10. Hopefully out of those 10, develop 3 to the point where you could invite them. So every day, if you're hitting your goals, every day you're putting 3 people on the follow-ups list. Everyone else, you're just flowing through your Teamzy, but these people on the follow-ups list now, we're going to follow up like pros. Make sense? Now, here's how easy it is to set a follow-up, and then I'm going to teach you guys how to do this without being annoying. Anyone in for that? Okay, so here's how we do it. When I get to my follow-ups list, I click on J. Great. I'm going to go to scripts just like before. Now, what's cool is I've got 10 follow-up scripts already written for you. Okay? And these are using the principles I'm about to teach you. There's 10 in here, so you don't have to think. You can follow up 10 times. First one is, hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, so I'll copy that script. We do it the exact same way. I'm going to paste it in here, change the name to J. Okay. Boom. That was going to be, I'm going to send it on Facebook. Here we go. We're going to go back over here. We're going to find J. I'm going to send her the message. Don't worry, Jay works for Teamzy. She's used to getting these at random times of night. All right, so that's sent. So now when I log this, I need to pay attention. This is really important, guys. If you're sleeping, wake up for this. Before you log it, set the next follow-up. Otherwise, she goes back to auto. You always set the next follow-up. You got to keep her on that list, okay? I'm going to follow up again tomorrow. So that's logged, and now she's on my list again. Now, a couple things real quick. You guys have heard that the fortune's in the follow-up, right? How many of you have heard that before? Do you guys know that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? Have you guys heard that? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Great. Let me just see real quick. How many of you guys follow up 10 times when you have a lead? Usually I get a couple hands. Come on. And are you guys worried about being annoying? Does this go back to being the icky salesperson? Okay. So real quick, I'm going to teach you how to do this without being annoying. Okay. Don't worry. But let me just get you guys in a mindset shift. Do you have a way to help people change their health and change their life if they don't make a purchase? I mean, I know they can become a distributor without a purchase, right? But even that is a decision. How can you help them if they don't make the decision to move forward? You don't really have a way to help them, right? How many of you are here to help people? You're passionate about it. You want to help change lives. 80% of all sales happen after between 7 and 10 follow-ups, which means if you're not willing to follow up 7 to 10 times, you're not willing to help 80% of the people. Guys, you need to understand this. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. This is, if you love people, want to help them, this is the only tool you have. It's an act of love. And not following up communicates, I don't care about you. I don't care about you. So you need to write down following up as an act of love on a little sticky note or something, put it on the corner of your computer and remind yourself. Now, 2 principles will let you follow up forever without ever being annoying. Are you ready? Principle number 1. Never ask someone to do anything in their follow-up. Excuse me. Never ask someone to do anything when you follow up. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't text me. Please don't ask them to finish their purchase. Please don't ask them to confirm their RSVP to whatever you invited them. Like, don't ask them to do anything in the follow-up. That's annoying for sure. Okay? You just follow up. They know why you're following up. You should have invited them in such a way that they understand what you're following up on. Now, the second principle is this. Your follow-up needs to be in written format. Facebook Messenger is the best. Text message is the second best. Written format, short enough message, they can read it on the lock screen of their phone without opening the message. Okay? 2 things. First of all, voicemails and phone calls unscheduled are annoying to most people now. It's over. Talking on the phone is over in our society. Unscheduled. It's too intimate. You need to be invited for that. I'm just telling you, there are people still telling you to go hit the phones every day. That's old school. People hate it. How many of you guys, when the phone rings from an unknown number, you're irritated? How many just simply will not answer it? Yeah. And it doesn't, and I mean, look at the people with the hands up. All age groups. It's not an age group thing. It's just where we are. So it needs to be written short enough so they can see it on the lock screen without opening it. Why? Because they're not going to respond right now and they don't want you to know they've seen it. You do it too. You guys know you do it too. So if you follow those 2 principles, you won't be annoying. Okay? People will understand your heart's to help and you're going out of your way to not be annoying. Now, all of those messages, all of those scripts that we built into Teamzy follow these principles. Okay? So tomorrow, when I come through my power hour and I do my prospects, my customers, my distributors, and I work my follow-ups list, picture I have a bunch of people here. I get to J, I can look at detail, I can look at activities, see what I sent her yesterday. Okay, great. It was the first one, right? So I can go back to Connect, go to my scripts. I can get the second follow-up script. Boom, just checking to make sure you got my email, checking to see if you have any questions. I can send it, set my next follow-up, right? The next day, number 3. Now, people always ask me, do you follow up every day? Just so you know, that's up to you. Personally, I follow up 3 days in a row. And then I maybe back it off every couple of days. But I'm going to keep going down my list till I get to follow-up number 10. Now, let me explain really quick why this works. And I know you guys have been hanging with me. Some of you, it's late. We're at the end. We're at the finish line now, but I want to give you this teaching. Most people will not even respond to the first 5 follow-ups. How many of you guys stop at about 3 usually? Yeah. So I would say, now I don't have the stat on this, but I would guess that about 90% of the people don't even respond. Do you guys get a lot of crickets? Most people won't even respond to the first 5 follow-ups. Now, here's what we do. We actually fill in the gaps. Oh, they must not respect my time, or they don't like me, or I offended them, or they're not interested. or they're flaky, or they don't have any money. We create these reasons. How many of you guys, some of those things you're like, oh, I said that today about somebody. Their spouse is uncooperative. That's made up. That's all made up. I'm here to tell you, somebody who likes you, respects your time, thinks the world of you, and is excited about Juice Plus still isn't responding to the first 5 follow-ups. And it has to do with the way that the subconscious mind runs our life. It has nothing to do with you. You guys need to understand this. You're going to feel a lot better about things this way. Our subconscious mind runs 85% of our actions. Have you guys ever made it home, pulled into your driveway and thought, I don't even remember driving home. How did I do that? Has that ever happened to you guys? Do you even know that I drive a stick shift. How did I do that? Stoplights, merging, I have no idea. Subconscious mind can do all of that. It knows how to run your life efficiently, and it protects you from change. It protects you from danger. It orders your life. This world has so many things going on that we would be completely overwhelmed if our subconscious mind didn't simplify it for us. It keeps you from danger. So when I'm talking to Jay and she's excited about this opportunity, so fired up, oh my gosh, she's thinking about, I'm going to be with my kids. I'm not going to have to go to work either. I'm going to be working from home. This is going to be great. And her subconscious mind is saying, no, I don't think so. That sounds really scary. That sounds uncertain, unsafe. We're not doing that. So here's what happens, guys. This is all happening subconscious. She doesn't know it. The next day when I follow up and she sees that message from me, she's like, oh yeah. She remembers the hope. She remembers the excitement for this long before her subconscious goes, Jay, baby's throwing up on the dog over there. Go get it. Go take care of that. She puts her phone down, no response to me, and handles whatever's happening. Guys, your mind will distract you and find things for you to do to keep you away from the change. So as you're following up with people, you're sending them a positive message, something that's going to put a smile on their face, reconnect them for a second to the hope, and they're going to think about you for a second each day, and then they're going to have an excuse. Okay? Around 4 or 5 follow-ups, what's happening is you are literally reprogramming their subconscious to accept you. See, every time they got a smile associated with your message, they're signaling their brain that you're not a scary threat. This is why 80% of all sales on planet Earth happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up, guys. Is that crazy? It's just the way our minds are. It's a protection thing. So stop being offended by people and love them enough to follow up. Your coaching begins with that first invite. You have to help them get over themselves to make a change in their life. And you have to teach them to do the same with their prospects. Okay? So the next time I come on this Teams call and say, who follows up 10 times? Everyone's hand should go up because it'll be easy with Teamzy, right? And now you know how to do it without being annoying. You got to be a pro, though. Remember how we said consistency? People respect consistency and it develops trust. The same is so true of your follow-ups. People will respond to the 5th or 6th follow-up like this. Thank you so much for staying in touch. Thank you for staying on top. Thank you for following up. I really appreciate it. My life has been crazy for the past few weeks, and here's what's been going on. Okay? All right, so let me show you how to finish Jay off in Teamzy, and then I'll answer questions for anyone who's still awake and alive. All right, so again, if I'm on my dashboard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look Jay up to go to her record. And then what I'm going to do now is I go into my back office. I see Jay has purchased. She's ready to go. I'm going to click sale. I'm going to click, I'm just going to click application fees so that I know she's on the team. I'm going to click save. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll move her member type from prospect to distributor just by clicking on it, and I'll put personally sponsored. So now I've moved her on my team. I can take her off this follow-up list, or I can put her on the follow-up list again so that I can connect with her as a distributor now. Make sense? But either way, she will continue to be now on my distributors list as I build my relationship with Jay. Cool? So we've taken her through the whole funnel from being a prospect. We connected, had a conversation, invited her, followed it up like a pro, and now she's on our team. Tomorrow, guess what? Whole new group of prospects, whole new group of follow-ups. Are you with me? Every day, 1 hour a day, consistent. You'd be amazed. I told you guys that, the active people are getting 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Like, I really think every one of you could probably do that. And that's why we give you, that's again, just being consistent, doing this, connecting with people. All right. So let me give you your action steps really quick, and then we'll do questions. So here are your action steps. All right. So go get your 30-day free trial started, right? We already talked about that. It's free, no credit cards. Just get your 30-day free trial started. If you're already in a free trial, set up your subscription so that you don't miss a beat when it ends. You can set up a subscription at any point and you won't be charged until after your free time is up. Okay. My next thing that I suggest you do is get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. So if you have a success partner in your business, great. Say, hey, let's do this together. If you don't, pick somebody and say, will you do this with me for 30 days? Okay. You're going to get so much more out of it with some mutual accountability. I recommend that every day when you finish your Teamzy goals for the day, you're going to get this little message that says 100% you crushed it. Take a little screenshot of that and message that to your partner every day. Okay? Because it'll be 9 o'clock at night and you haven't done your Teamzy, and you'll see your partner's message. It will piss you off, and then you're going to go get to work. And it'll help you do work that you wouldn't have done. Guys, if you do your 30-day free trial and really milk it, really work it for free, you're going to create a ton of momentum. And every one of you will be excited about having your $1 a day assistant running your business for you. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you a final action step, which is a 5-day challenge. A 5-day challenge. I want you in 5 consecutive days, that's in a row, for those of you guys who don't know that one, connect with 100 people. That's an average of 20 a day. That's the example I showed tonight that I demoed tonight. 100 people in 5 days, 20 a day. The reason why I want you to do the 5-day challenge is I want you to experience the momentum you can create in just 5 days in your business. Okay? You guys will feel slightly overwhelmed in 5 days with how many conversations you're having. How many of you guys right now with the conversations you're having maybe feel a little underwhelmed? Yeah. So wouldn't it be cool to flip the switch and be overwhelmed with conversations you're having? So who's in for, wait, let me just see everyone's face. Who's in for the 5-day challenge? Put your hands up. Yes. Do you know your chances, because you put your hand up publicly, of actually doing it now are doubled? Public accountability will do that for you guys. All right. Awesome. Guys, I hope that was really helpful for you. I hope that what you got from this is relationship marketing is the way to do this business. Lead with your heart, love people, help them get over themselves so that you can help change their life, have a system to apply to it, right? And then get in Teamzy and set it all up so you can crush it in an hour a day. If you have questions, I'll stay on with you guys and answer questions. Just unmute yourself and ask away.
So there are two, when you had the dashboard up and over to the side, can you put your dashboard up for a second so I can speak to it?
Sure.
Possible. I just don't know how to get there. The total invites I might have figured out. I'm not for sure though. Are people ads? How do you get there? Or how do you
add a new person and get credit for it?
Yeah.
Great. Hold on a second here. What's your name? Brandy
Foss.
I saw it and now it disappeared. There it is again. I was looking for your name. Okay, so I'm going to add you to my list. So you see up here in the top right, this little plus person?
Uh-huh.
Just click that.
Okay. With a Y.
With a Y, sorry.
Okay.
Look, so that's how quick it is to add somebody. Now you've got a record. I could add more contact info if I have it, though most of the people I meet is on Facebook, so I don't really have anything other than a name, which is great. I can rank you right now if I want to, put you on my list. And maybe if I just met you, I might put you on my follow-ups list for tomorrow to make sure that I can connect with you right away so you don't fall into my list.
Okay.
So easy that is, though, but now check it out. Now I've got the ad credit.
Okay.
So that's the idea, is that you're adding people every day. Now, do you guys get leads from the corporate mothership?
Some people do.
Some you do if you're qualifying for that. So for example, I know that was the case in my business too. If you qualified for that, it was like, that was at least 1 or 2 easy ads a day. You'd get the freebies, you could put them in there. But, you know, the idea here is that you're always adding people. If you guys are new, you're going to be adding people that you just haven't thought of yet to your list. So, but then as you go, your goal is to meet new people. You know, your goal is to meet new people as you meet people out and about, talking to them at events, whatever, or talking to people on social media. In Facebook groups, you're meeting people and you're adding them to your Teamzy list. Okay. If
What
you
about
guys
the
are,
total invites?
the invite. So when we logged an invite by logging a connect with this
Oh,
invite right here.
Got it. Okay.
So if you log something here, and you have the invite, then when you log it, now you're going to get a credit for that.
Got it. All right. It's just getting familiar with all of it. Okay.
Yeah, it is. And you know, the thing is that a lot of times people will come through and they'll send a bunch of connects, and they'll do it for weeks, and they'll go, why aren't I converting anybody? Well, it's because you have to at some point talk about your business. So the invites are important. Now, one thing I will tell you guys here, as you guys are getting started with Teamzy, is the first couple of weeks, you may not have very many conversations that turn to invites, because that compounds after you're doing this for a couple of weeks. But about week 3 is when you'll start filling your invite goals up pretty easily, because those first conversations have now progressed. So your ideal pipeline in Teamzy is going to look like this. It's going to take you you'll spend about 30 minutes doing connects, and then you'll spend about 30 minutes working your follow-ups list. That's your power hour. Make sense? So in the beginning, like I said, you'll be done in like 10 minutes the first couple of weeks, because you won't have any follow-ups yet on your follow-ups list. But as you go, that pipeline will be full, and you'll always be having people to talk to. It's so cool. Okay, who else has questions? Does that answer your question, Brandy?
It did. Yeah. I'm just still trying to figure it all out. So you showed me a few things. I was doing it so much harder than what it really is. Imagine that, right, Jamie? There's easier ways, and somehow I always find the long route. So
No worries. And I also do a webinar most every Tuesday nights at 5:30 PST. So as you guys are bringing people from your teams on, you can plug them into those webinars, and I go through. It's a much shorter than this version, because I gave you guys some deeper training, but I just show them how to set it up and how to crank it through a power hour.
Somebody asked if the time of day to send the messages out mattered.
It does not matter. How's that? People worry about this all the time. Now, for example, I did mine between 4 and 5 a.m. because that was when I had time, and that's when there were no kids bothering me. And I had maybe 3 people in 2 years go, dude, you woke me up at 4 a.m. And I was like, why is your phone not on mute? But I would always go, man, the early bird gets the worm. I'm up, I'm thinking about you. I was up early, you know, I get up early and do my workout, and I was thinking about you and just thought I'd send a message. So it all worked out fine. And then I would also sometimes message after everyone's in bed. So they're inconvenient times, but I get my proactives done. It works fine. Don't worry about it. Obviously, you can't call someone at that time.
Hey, Eric, I have a question. Can you clarify on the follow-ups? So when you start out as a prospect and you're sending out those 10 initial conversations, do you put those on your follow-up list, or only if they reply back to you? Like how are they coming back through this filter?
So they're going to come up on the up next list, which is, you know, those first 3 lists, not the follow-up, based on their star ranking.
Okay.
So if they're 5-star, they'll come up every 30 days. 4 stars every 60, 3 stars every 90, 2 stars every 120. Now, I don't put them on the follow-ups list unless I have a reason to follow up. So if I've invited them to an event, or I've sent them a sample, or they want to learn more, then I'll put them on my follow-ups list.
Okay, but just general conversations, you just let it go.
Just let it go. When the conversation dies, and you know, 7 out of 10 of your conversations will just die a natural death. They'll just fizzle out.
Right. Okay.
Just let them go back in. And then a couple months pass, and it's like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. What are you up to? And it's just like each time you talk to them, that relationship gets a little warmer, and they go and they look at your page again, and they get reacquainted with what you're doing. And maybe someone else has talked about Juice Plus, and now they want to ask you a question. It's just organically.
Okay, so just stay with the conversation until it fizzles out itself.
Yep.
And then the system throws them back in for you.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
Sure thing. That was a good question. All right. Any other questions, guys? Let me show you one thing real quick because people always ask me this. No one's thought of it today. We don't have an app, but we do have a mobile website that works like an app. So let me share this with you. Okay, so here's my phone. Okay. And you can see right in the middle is the Teamzy icon. I've got it saved to my home screen. So here's my Teamzy account. It's mobile. I can use it on my phone wherever I want to go. I can add a new person to my list as I'm meeting them. Boom. Okay. I can look somebody up the same way. Or I can just work my up next list. I can do everything I can do. We can do it all. It's kind of cool. So you can do this on your phone. You don't have to be at a desktop. Okay. And then what I would do is I just toggle. So I would just toggle over to Facebook Messenger, right? Send the message. Boom. Here's the message, right? You can copy and paste, whatever. Just toggle back. So it's actually more efficient for me to use my phone than it is to do the desktop. But I just wanted to show that to you guys in case you guys are into the mobile stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
And on the mobile phone, you're still able to copy and paste from the scripts?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's actually kind of easier because the way they do the talk bubbles on your phone, you can kind of grab the whole thing pretty quick. Okay. All right. Any other questions before you guys turn to pumpkins and have to go to sleep? You'd be dreaming about Teamzy.
Will you send this recording to Jamie?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Awesome.
You think we're going to turn into pumpkins. We're going to get to work. That's what's going to happen.
You guys are going to be all fired up. How many Teamzy free trials start in the next 10 minutes?
Yeah.
It's me that's turning into a pumpkin. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for having me tonight. It's been an honor to talk to you guys. I'm really excited. I mean, you guys are hearing the buzz right now with Juice Plus, and I'm excited that we're making an impact for you guys. You know, if you're the kind of person that doesn't want to feel icky, but does want to help people and has a heart for helping people, you're definitely in the right place. Hopefully you got a ton of value tonight. I hope to see you guys later. By the way, if you guys have teams of 25 or more and you want a team call like this done, you can reach out to support@teamzy.com and we can set one up for you guys too. But don't forget your action steps. Get after it. Go make a difference in people's lives tomorrow. God bless you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Bye, guys.